Hi guys, hello, happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a good day. If you are not new, welcome back. And if you are new, welcome to the channel. Today's gonna be a rough one because today we're talking about Wonder Woman 1984. Now I know I'm uber late to the party, but I saw this film about a week ago, and up until that point, I had been avoiding watching this movie. It came out on HBO Max, and I was like, I'm not going to pay for HBO Max just to watch this film. I'm not that pressed to see it. And then the reviews started coming out, and they weren't pleasant. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely not going to see this film. They're saying it's convoluted. Like, I'm good on that, right? And I was content with not seeing it, but they put it back on HBO Max like a week or so ago. And I already had the subscription at the time because I wanted to watch Mortal Kombat. So I said, okay, all right, I'm going to watch it. Because if there was one thing I did want to see, truthfully, I wanted to see Wonder Woman swing on lightning. I wanted to see the scene where she used her lasso to swing on lightning. I thought that was dope. So I was like, okay, I will watch and look out for that scene. Oh, I wish they had shown that scene in the first 5 minutes so I would have an excuse not to watch the rest of the film, because it was just so bad. It was so bad. Like, if you watch the first film and then come to this, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It just didn't work. And then you have stuff that happens in this film that's not even within continuity of the first film. So not only can you not stay in continuity with the DCEU, right? You can't even do it between the first and second film. Patty, what are you doing? What's going on? Come on, writers, what's going on? And then it's just a clear misunderstanding of the characters, just clear as day. Now, I don't really know much about Max Lord. I don't give but Cheetah and Wonder Woman, yeah, I know those two, and they did not do them justice at all. It was just a complete disrespect of the characters. So let's get started, right? Once the film opened up and we saw Diana as a child again, I was like, okay, this is going to be a mess. Because why are we seeing this again? It feels like deja vu. Like, literally in the opening scene, she's talking as if this is the first time we're seeing her as a kid. This is the first time we're seeing Themyscira. This is the first time we're seeing the Amazons. And it's not. That's come on. Why? That was the whole point of the first film, was to introduce Themyscira, introduce the Amazons, introduce Hippolyta, and, you know, the mother-daughter relationship, the relationship she holds with the Amazons, and most importantly, to show that she has been a gifted and seasoned warrior from birth, essentially. I mean, goddamn, her Wonder Woman's origin story gets retconned so much. It's kind of ridiculous, but anywho, that was the point of the first film, and now we're getting it again for whatever reason. Couple things wrong. First of all, it's pointless. It connects to nothing that happens later on in the film. None of the lessons that she learns in this little clip apply to the overall message of the film. So you've already wasted 10 minutes of my time. 2, why is this little girl, who couldn't be more than 10 years old, why is she in this Olympic trial against grown Amazonian women? Does that seem right to you? Does that seem like that makes sense? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Then, number 3, Hippolyta is looking down at her so proud of her daughter being a part of this Olympic trial, which completely goes against what we were introduced to in the first film. How is it that in the first film, when she was roughly the same age, her mother forbade her from training, right? Diana had to like sneak behind her back and train with the other lady whose name escapes me at the moment in order to be a warrior and whatnot. She had to do that behind her back. So how is it that in this film, her mother is okay with her daughter being a part of something that's like 10 times more dangerous than simple training? How does that work? Oh, it doesn't. You know what would have made more sense? If you really wanted this scene so badly, first of all, she should have been a teenager. Second of all, you should have taken cues from her animated film of 2009, and you should have just had her wear a mask and hide the fact, hide it from her mother that she was a part of this in the first place. That would have been more in character. But they're just throwing shit and seeing what sticks, right? So then we cut from that and we get to the opening of the film. And it's pointless. Like, she's going through the city, she's doing these heroic acts, nobody knows who she is for some reason, even though she was well known over 30 years ago. But I'm gonna attribute that to maybe them keeping her name in the dark during that period, right? So they don't know who she is. She's doing all this shit. She saves someone, in this mall scene, which was just so corny. It was so weird. The CGI on her did not look good. Like, when she was running in place and certain scenes where she was like moving in slow-mo, no. But I loved actually when she used her tiara. Loved that. I thought that was great. That's a huge callback for me. So I love it. But otherwise the scene was pointless. It didn't add anything to the plot. Mind you, we're 30 minutes in by this point, and we have not gotten a plot. Nothing has happened that is substantial to the story. Then, flash forward, we get introduced to Cheetah, who is Barbara Minerva. Way to fuck up Cheetah. I mean, wow. You really just misunderstood one of Diana's most notable adversaries, one of the most notable, well-known villains that she has in her rogues gallery, and you just completely misunderstood her. Instead of just going by her origin, which in the comics, now the one that I remember, I know that there are a few different interpretations of her. The one I remember, she was cut with like an Amazonian, what was it, a dagger, right? And it gave her the powers of a cheetah, and she became this hybrid, right? That would have been dope. Why didn't you do that? There was no reason. You could have cut Max Lord and that whole subplot. You could have cut that right out of the film and just had it be Wonder Woman and Cheetah, because Cheetah holds a connection to the Amazons. So it would have, that dynamic would have been more interesting. But you didn't do that. You didn't do that for whatever reason. You want her to be a strong female villain, whatever, and you just completely dropped the ball. Instead of giving her that origin, what we get instead is this museum worker who is shy and timid. Nobody looks at her. Nobody pays attention to her. Nobody respects her. Typical trope dealing with female characters who then go and become these badass women, air quotes. 9 times out of 10, it's not done well, and it wasn't done well in this film. So her and Diana meet, and she's immediately enamored by her. Then the plot finally kicks in. we get this dream stone. It's literally a stone you can make wishes with. This is the crux of our film, ladies and gentlemen. A wishing stone. So Diana makes a wish to get Steve back. Cheetah makes a wish to be more like Diana, because she almost gets attacked and Diana saves her. And she's like, oh, I want to be strong like Diana. Somehow or another, that turns her into an entire cheetah, but we'll get into that. Max Lord comes in the film. Turns out he's been looking for this stone for years. We never see that. Could have spent the first 30 minutes doing that, but okay. He makes a wish to literally be the stone. So he encompasses all the powers of the stone. Now, in the real world, he would have just been turned into the stone, literally. But whatever, this is movie world where plot convenience is a thing. So this whole thing is just so convoluted. We're supposed to believe that Max's motivation is to just want more and more and more and more power, which just doesn't make any sense, because we're introduced to someone who's an oil tycoon, and literally all he wants is like more oil so he can have more respect in the oil industry, right? And he can be like the leader of the oil industry. Cool, great, awesome. Somehow that turns into him, I want to be the president, I want to take over the world, I want to make wishes, 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 I want nuclear weapons, I want chaos, chaos, chaos. How did we get to this point? I don't know. Do you know? Because I don't know. Makes no sense. We have no idea how he jumped from wanting more oil to wanting to be a friggin' god. Like, there's no development. Okay. So, Diana's wish. She wishes for Steve to be back. And literally, that's how Steve comes back. So, he comes back, and instead of them just putting Steve back in his old body, no. They're going to overcomplicate things and put him in the body of another man. So, literally, Steve is in control of this man's body, and the man in question has no control over his body. Mind you, him and Diana get busy in a later scene, so that's a bit rapey, okay? How about we don't do that? Because if the tables were turned, people would be outraged. So how about we don't do that? Because that was weird and wrong, in my opinion. Another issue I have with Diana's wish. So the thing with the stone is you make a wish, they take something away. With Max Lord, what did they take away? I don't know, his humanity? I don't know. They did it with Cheetah. They like took away her humanity as a result of her wish. For Diana, they took away her powers. Now at first, I'm thinking, okay, she's losing her powers because Cheetah made a wish to be more like Diana. So they're siphoning her powers to cater to Cheetah's wish, right? I would be like, okay, fine, that makes sense. No, that's not the case. It's literally just because she wished for Steve to be back. So you mean to tell me Wonder Woman, an Amazonian, who comes from an island of women, you're telling me her power is connected to the presence of a man? That is bullshit. Unless I'm way off. And I could be way off. So, another issue I have is that they make Diana weak the entire film. It's crazy. Every scene outside of like the mall scene, she gets like one good hit in, and then she's fighting for her life. And I understand that she's losing her powers, you know, throughout the film, but we're not going to act like she's just not smart. We're not going to act like she's not a trained warrior. And while that comes with strength, that also comes with you being tactical on the field, which I would presume Diana knows how to do. She can be tactical on the field. And it would have been nice if we got to see that side of her, because we don't often see that in the DCEU. We literally see her like a powerhouse, which is great, but it would be nice to see her maneuver through the battlefield, especially in instances where she may not have 100% of her power. But we didn't get that. The whole plot just kind of falls apart, because it turns out that in order for things to go back to normal, you have to renounce your wish. I'll say that again. You have to renounce your wish. Now, by this point in the film, there are millions, maybe even billions of people who have made a wish. Because Max is like on the TV screen, like, make a wish, make a wish. You mean to tell me that this is banking on every person on the planet practically renouncing their wish? Now, we know in the real world that just doesn't work. Not everyone is going to renounce their wish, because first of all, there are selfish people. Second of all, they may have made a wish that helped them out financially, helped them out spiritually, you know, or helped them with their health. Like, they're not going to just renounce their wish. So that was just dumb, that the whole plot really hinged on every person renouncing their wish, when it's not how the real world works at all. So let's get back to Cheetah. So her explanation for becoming a cheetah, she wishes to be an apex predator. Her final look, like Diana's final look in that gold suit, it did not look good. From afar in the dark, she looked great. Cheetah looked great. But you zoom in and you shine a light on her, she don't look good. She don't look good. She's too pale for me. Like, where's the orange? She's supposed to be a cheetah, and she's not embodying a cheetah outside of her movements. Like, where's the color? I didn't like Diana's like gold suit, and then it was pointless. Like, you say it's so important to the Amazons and it's rich in history, then it's off in 5 seconds. So what was the point? The whole film was like a mess. It was just a mess. Diana learns how to fly, but somehow we never see that in Batman v Superman or Justice League. Diana is able to literally create invisibility from her hands, and we never see that again. That was never in Batman v Superman. That would have been helpful. That would have been helpful in Justice League. This is why you plan shit out, right? It was a lot of over-explaining, like the whole thing with the invisibility. That's how she gets the invisible jet. Like, some things you don't need to explain, and how she has the invisible jet is one of them. You don't need to explain it. What did I like? What did I like? I did like a couple things. I liked Kristen Wiig's performance. She wasn't given a lot to work with, but she did good. I did like some of the action scenes. I liked how Diana utilized her lasso. I thought that was innovative, how she did that. The scene with her, you know, riding the lightning was awesome. I like Chris Pine's performance. I'm still not sold on Gal Gadot acting-wise. I'm just not. The delivery is just wooden, and it falls flat for me. But she still looks the part, so I did like her Wonder Woman suit. I love the color. Max was a little comically over the top, which in most cases would make me laugh, but in this case it was just frustrating. Maybe because I was already annoyed with the film. I liked seeing the mascara. I love the Stags Industries cameo. I absolutely love that, because to me, that's giving a green light for Metamorphose. Does he exist in this universe? Like, okay. For those who don't know, Stag Industries, they're like this company that makes it has to do with like chemicals and stuff, but essentially, bottom line, they do illegal shit. So Mr. Stag, he's like the leader of the company. He has a daughter. One of his employees, I believe his name is Rex Mason, he ends up dating his daughter. And he also ends up working for Mr. Stag, right? So while he's working for Mr. Stag, he figures out that he's doing illegal shit and he doesn't want anything to do with it. So he's going to leave the company and the daughter's going to go with him because, you know, he loves her. So the dad gets pissed off because it's like, first you're going to try and rat me out. And now you're going to take my daughter? Oh, no. So he sets Mason up, and it's this huge freak accident, and Rex becomes Metamorpho. So I just thought that was great. I thought that was an awesome reference. Other than that, I did not like this movie. I just did not. It was 2 hours and 30 minutes. And I felt like only 30 minutes had substantial information. Like, yeah, that was rough. That was a rough watch, but it's over now. Anywho, that's my review. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I will catch you guys this weekend. I'm doing a Marvel TV show this weekend because it's been like all DC this week, and I love DC, but I also do love Marvel. And there's a show that I want to talk about that I don't know if you guys really know about, and I think you guys should definitely watch because it's amazing. But anywho, we're going to talk about that this weekend. I will catch you then. Bye.